Yes, guys, welcome back to the Full On Football channel. It is time for yet another live stream on the channel, another live match reaction. The first match reaction, in fact, since Euro 2024 when I did Czech Republic v Portugal. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a very long time since I've done a live sort of match reaction for you guys, but I'm massively looking forward to being back, and I'm so excited to be back and get on with tonight's game. Now, as you've of course seen by the title and the thumbnail, it's European World Cup qualifying playoff action tonight. We are watching Italy's clash against Northern Ireland. That is taking place at the New Balance Arena in Atalanta, home of Atalanta, sorry. So Italy looking to qualify for their first World Cup since 2014, and Northern Ireland looking to qualify for their first World Cup in God knows how long. I don't even know if they ever have qualified for a World Cup, but if they have, then it would have been years and years in the past. So they're looking to make some recent history and topple a pretty big giant today in Italy. So the winner of this game will take on, I believe, Poland or Albania in the final. I'm not 100% sure, actually. Let me double check that for you. I can't find it. Okay, right, I've got it. So yeah, no, it's not. So yeah, the winner will take on Wales or Bosnia. Yeah, Wales or Bosnia in the final of the playoffs, and of course, whoever wins that will advance onto the World Cup. And I'm not 100% sure what group they will go into, but I will be able to look at that for you guys later on, and of course, see who out of those four teams will be in that group, and it could be a pretty decent group. I think, of course, the team who wins this playoff will go into spot four, the pot four side, the playoff winners of the pot four side going into that group. So it's all to play for, and especially if Italy can qualify as well, then you would think they would have quite an easy sort of route to the knockout stages, of course, because the pot 1, 2, and 3 teams are pretty weak in the group from what I remember looking at when it came to the World Cup draw that happened back in December. So it's all to play for. It really is all to play for. But of course, it all starts tonight, and it kicks off here in Atalanta. So massively looking forward to this one. The national anthems are currently playing now. Let's take a quick run through the team lineups then for tonight. And we'll start off with the hosts. Italy have gone with Donnarumma in goal, Mancini, Bastoni, and Calafiori in the back three, Politano, Barella, Locatelli, Tonali, and Di Marco in the midfield, and then up front is Moises Kean and Retegui. And the visitors, Northern Ireland, have gone for Charles in goal, Hume, McNair and McConville in the back three. In the midfield, it's another five again, Spencer, Devaney, Galbraith, Charles and Devlin, and then Price, and then Donnelly up front. So it's a pretty strong side from the Italians. A lot of Premier League calibre there. Northern Ireland as well, looking pretty strong as well. Of course, you've got Dion Charles and even Galbraith, who play their football in England as well, and a couple of others too. I'm sure they'll be looking to stage a really, really big upset tonight. Like I said, the national anthems are currently playing. Kickoff is literally a couple of minutes away. But before we do actually get underway, let's take a look at some of the other games that are occurring across European playoffs tonight. And of course, here they are on screen. Turkey played earlier on this evening. They won by a goal to nil. Actually, let me just move that up for you. There we go. That's better viewing. So yeah, they're already through to their final. They beat Romania by a goal to nil. Czechia take on Republic of Ireland. Denmark take on North Macedonia. Of course, Italy take on Northern Ireland. Poland face Albania. Slovakia face Kosovo. Ukraine face Sweden. And Wales face Bosnia and Herzegovina. So it's all to play for again in all of these different games. Again, I'm not massively 100% sure on all of the paths and who's going to be playing who in the final. But yeah, some pretty tasty games there. And of course, as well, we also do have one intercontinental playoff game that is occurring tonight. That obviously won't be kicking off, though, until later on. And that is Bolivia versus Suriname. So whoever wins that will be taking on Iraq, I believe, in the final. And the intercontinental playoffs work the same as the UEFA playoffs. Single leg game, and then a final against the team who has already got a bye. The other team who they've got to play in the final didn't play a game before. It's not like it is in Europe where there's obviously a bracket of 4 teams and the winner goes to the final and whoever wins goes through. Someone got a bye, and this is the first round of that. So Bolivia or Suriname, whoever wins out of that, will face someone else in the final. So it is 7:45 and kickoff is about to commence. The players have just taken to the pitch after the national anthems. Donnarumma and the captain of Northern Ireland are now shaking hands in the middle, just about ready for the referee's coin toss to see what end they two teams will be occupying for the first half of this European qualifier playoffs. World Cup qualifier playoffs, sorry. So the referees shake hands as well, and they're going to give us another quick run through of the lineups. Of course, Northern Ireland in the white and green shirts, all white, and pretty much just a couple of green piping on the sleeves. Pretty nice kit, I have to say. It's a very, very nice away strip. And Italy, of course, in their iconic blue, all blue strip, as they are, of course, the home side. Now let's actually take a look at the playoff sort of bracket. I did say that I wasn't 100% sure on who would be playing who. So the winner of Czechia v Republic of Ireland will be playing Denmark or North Macedonia. Slovakia or Kosovo will be taking on Turkey, who of course already beat Romania. The winner of Ukraine and Sweden will take on Poland or Albania. And as we already know, Wales or Bosnia and Herzegovina will take on the winner of tonight's match in focus, Italy or Northern Ireland. So I'm not actually 100% sure what this is for, but the players are sort of just gathered around the centre circle to pay respect to, I assume, a player who we may have lost in the last couple of days. It's a minute of applause, it's not a minute of silence, but the players take their respects. Ciao Beppe, it's for, I'm not going to lie, I'm not 100% sure who that is, but all the players and the Italian fans and Northern Ireland fans are like paying their respects to him who lost his life, who I assume in the last couple of days. And the referee blows his whistle, the fans roar, and we are about ready for kickoff in Atalanta. And it's a very, very full ground, very, very full New Balance Arena. The Italians have shown up for this one. They are desperate to see their side advance to their first World Cup since 2014. You've got to think about the ramifications as well. If Italy aren't able to qualify tonight, or for this World Cup in general, that would be 3 World Cups in a row that they would have failed to qualify for. That would be quite a feat, of course, for a team of Italy's stature who have won multiple World Cups in the past. That is some long run without a World Cup appearance. They'll be desperate to make sure that that's not the case, and it's Northern Ireland, of course, who stands in their way. And it's not going to be an easy task. I don't think it will be an easy task. I think they obviously, of course, have the home advantage. I think they've got a much better chance than they would have if they're away, but I do think that even if they were away, I think Italy would have had the upper hand over Northern Ireland regardless. But, you know, anything can happen. This is the glorious thing about football. We never know what the sort of result holds, and we're about ready for kickoff here. And the referee has blown his whistle. We are underway in Atalanta, and the score is on. The first live match reaction in over a year is underway. So let me just get the lineups up so I know exactly who is kicking the ball, and I believe it's now Calafiori on the ball for Italy, halfway through his own half, looking to make a good through ball across, just trying to get a feel of the ball here. Italy, of course, early on, 25 seconds in, they're not going to do anything too crazy, just knocking it apart about the back three. A wide ball onto the number 7 Politano, who hits it long, and the number 9 Retegui tried to retain it but couldn't, and Northern Ireland have, well, I nearly called them Republic of Ireland then, Northern Ireland have their first sort of feel of the ball in this game just about a minute in. Michael O'Neill, of course, like I said, looking to take his Northern Ireland side and continue this incredible run of form that his side have been on. I think it's the closest in a long time that Northern Ireland have been to qualifying for a World Cup, or like I said, if it's the closest they've ever been to qualifying for a World Cup. So they'll be desperate to get themselves over the line. They've got 2 more games to go, 2 more games, 120 minutes plus of football. Well, 180, my maths is poor. So Italy again with the ball on the back line, and it's Calafiori with the ball, just taking it slow. Northern Ireland not committing too many bodies forward. He goes left to DiMarco or Tonali on the ball, and it's DiMarco who actually knocks the ball back, and it's intercepted by Donnelly, and it's a decent recovery challenge from Calafiori. But it's now the number 7 for Northern Ireland, even Galbraith, who looked to play a ball through, but it was too far in front for the number 14. Isaac Price of West Bromwich Albion. He couldn't get onto it, and a bit of a melee between the two sides, but eventually runs out for an Italian throw about 3/4 of the way up in the Italian defensive half. And it's the number 23, Mancini, who's going to take it. He throws it straight back to Donnarumma, who comfortably controls it and disperses it once again out to Calafiori on the left-hand side, who jogs forward halfway through his own half now, lays it across to Bastoni. On the right-hand side now is Mancini once again. A lot of play in these opening 2 minutes for the Italian defenders. Moise Kean and Retegui yet to really get a touch on the ball, but it is Italy in the early stages, the very early stages, who have tried to get a footing on the game here, control it, harness the atmosphere that they've got in the home ground. And now it's the number 14. Where's the number 14? I might have read that wrong. I can't see a number 14 here for Northern Ireland. I think it's Devaney, but I'm not 100% sure. So the first foul of the game is committed, and it's Donnelly who goes down, and it's a pretty decent chance here for Northern Ireland to lump the ball forward and possibly mount an attack here if they're able to get someone on the end of it and maybe get a rebound. An early chance to get a shot on goal and possibly even take the lead. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. It looked like the first aiders are also looking at coming on there to help Donnelly out, but they swiftly put their bags away and Northern Ireland will get on with the free kick at hand. So it looks like it's Hume who delivers it long. It looks like it's going to go to the back post from number 13, but it's cleared away. Moises Kean gets there, and it's now the second free kick of the game given to Italy in the penalty box. And they looked like they wanted to get on with it quickly there, but were just unable to. The referee did not let them, but it's the number 21, Bastoni, who will take the free kick. And Italy once again retain possession along that defensive back three. So a long ball is put forward, and Moises Kean looks like he's going to get on the end of it here. There's no flag. He's inside the box. He takes the shot, and it's the number 20. It's the number 20 for Northern Ireland, Spencer, who gets on the end of it, blocks it, and it is out for the first corner of the game. And it is an Italian corner. Brodie Spencer of Oxford United having a pretty decent season there, of course. Trying his best to keep the U's up in the Championship. They're struggling at the moment, but they're just about doing enough, keeping their heads above the bottom three. Leicester, though, and West Brom are around there. There's still a chance for them to... Well, actually, no, I just completely butchered that. Oxford aren't out of the bottom three. They're in the bottom three. But regardless, the corner's delivered in. It's a free header at the back post. It's a looping header. And it goes out on the far side, past the far post. And Northern Ireland will take the first goal kick of the game. And it's Tonali with a good header. No one really challenging him. He had all the time in the world to get the header on target, but the cross was a bit high and he could only get underneath it and loop it towards goal. And it was a decent effort from the angle that the ball came at, but unfortunately for him, it was off target. Yeah, like I said though, Oxford United, Brodie Spencer's Oxford United, struggling in the Championship. I thought they were at the bottom three. That just shows how much I know. So Pierce Charles lobbed the ball forward. It went straight into the Italy half, but dealt with pretty well and reasonably well. And Italy once again retained possession. And it's DeMarco again on the ball. Mancini on the right-hand side, just inside the Italian half. Looking like he wanted to hit the ball long, but he didn't in the end. He played it along to Bastoni, now onto Calafiori. Looks like he's going to go into the Northern Ireland half. He has. Now it's DeMarco. Back to Calafiori. Italy trying to find the gaps in the Northern Ireland defence early on here. 5.5 minutes in. Italy have been the better side so far. Of course, no real chances aside from that Tonali header. But now it's the number 18, Barella, on the ball. He puts a cross in. It's a decent ball as well. And Retegui was in there, but DeMarco claims it on the far side. He puts the cross in, and it looked like it was on target. Retegui claims it, and it was a bit of a melee again in there, but Italy have their second corner of the game. The fans are well and truly up for it, and it is showing to the players, well, it's rubbing off on the players. They have had a very, very good start here, Italy. They just need a goal to show for it now, or at least a decent chance to keep the pressure on, not let Northern Ireland get into this game. It was a decent cross. The secondary cross from DeMarco, which found Retegui. He looked to lay it back, but it was cleared out for the second Italian corner of the game, 6 minutes in. And DeMarco is going to whip the ball in. And he does do just that. And Tonali again is free at the back post. And he claims the ball. He's got plenty of time to cross it in again. Blocked though. And now it's Calafiori who headers it back towards goal. Headed away again by the Northern Ireland defence. It's a bit of a melee again, but it's now DeMarco who hits a shot. It's blocked. And it's just away. And Northern Ireland look like they're holding on for their lives already here. 6.5 minutes in. And Italy keep coming forward. Politano on the ball now. Now it's back to Barella. Is he going to pick another cross out? No, he's not. He's going to lay it back to the defence. Locatelli plays out wide again. DeMarco now on this left-hand side. He looks across it in, but it's a decent block from Devlin on the right-hand side, and Italy have a throw in. The throw is taken quickly. Calafiori looked to flick it back to DeMarco after the quick throw, and it goes out for a Northern Ireland throw in. But a very, very positive 2 minutes there for Italy. Of course, the corner coming in, not dealt with well enough by Northern Ireland. DeMarco getting a shot in, a vicious shot that was hit low to... It was quite a tight angle. He looked to hit a low shot into the bottom right corner, and it bounced agonisingly close to Retegi's feet. He just couldn't get it out of his feet though, and it was eventually cleared away. But of course, the closest any team has come tonight, and the closest Italy have come so far, and you just feel the way these 7 minutes are going, it's only going to continue. This Italian onslaught on the right-hand side is Politano. He looked to head the ball forward again for Barella, but it wasn't to be. Northern Ireland claimed the ball in the defence. It's Ethan Galbraith with it, just down next to his corner flag, who kicks it long to the number 14. And Northern Ireland actually have the ball here, and they're going to look to probably catch Italy on the break here. It's the number 5. I need to get used to the Northern Ireland players. I'm trying to keep up with the play with the shirt numbers and the FOT mob sort of lineup, but playing a bit out of their positions here, Northern Ireland. They're obviously playing quite a loose shape and sort of confusing me a bit with where the players are sort of standing. But Northern Ireland do still have the ball though, but they're still inside their own half. It's now up to the number 14, Price. He plays it back on the left-hand side. It's a bit of a miscontrolled touch from McConville, but he does just enough to keep it in and retain possession for Northern Ireland. It's a decent bit of play there, but they lose it, and now Retegi has the ball. He has space to run into as well. Only Moises Keane is in front of him, so he has to go back to DeMarco. But Italy again claim possession and look comfortable on it. Northern Ireland reset into their defensive position. Now it's on the right-hand side with Politano. Politano has Barella on the right-hand side, but he looks like he's going to cross the ball in himself. It's a pretty scuffed cross, but it's cleared away by the number 3 for Northern Ireland. And there's not even a number 3 on my team sheet. There's a number 13. Thank you. Number 13, McConville, and it goes out for yet another Italy corner. 9 minutes in, and you just feel Italy's goal is coming, and it looks like they're going to be getting it soon if Northern Ireland don't really buck up their ideas. Italy, of course, were doing pretty well in their World Cup qualifying group stage. Went unbeaten for 6 games, and then, of course, had that shock 4-1 defeat to Norway on the last game in their most recent match. The ball is swung in, cleared away, and Calafiori goes straight into the back of the Northern Ireland number 10, and it is going to be a Northern Ireland free kick, and it just relieves that pressure a bit of a silly challenge there. No, it wasn't Calafiori, it's Locatelli who went straight into the back of the number 10, and yeah, it's cleared away. Well, it's going to be they're going to have the chance to clear it away anyway, Northern Ireland. So 10 minutes in then, like I said, Italy, the side on top at the moment, playing really well. Of course, they've got the fans' advantage, making a lot of noise. You can see there's a big group of Italian ultras behind the goal that Italy attacking in this first half. I haven't actually seen the Northern Ireland away section yet, but I'm sure that they've travelled in their numbers as well, and as much as that they've been given, I'm sure they're making a lot of noise as well. But Northern Ireland have the ball from that goal kick. They managed to retain it. It's now the number 17, McNair, on the ball. He looks to lump it forward. He does. He's looking for the number 20, and he's actually managed to get it. The referee doesn't blow for a foul. Now it's a chance. Oh, he does blow for a foul now, though. It was a delayed reaction, and the Northern Ireland manager is furious. And I don't really blame him. It didn't look like much of a foul. Number 20 went up for it, Spencer, and yeah, it's soft. It's really soft on Politano. But he goes down holding his head. The referee thought about it, and he eventually did give the free kick. So Italy will have a free kick just outside their own box. They've taken it quickly, and it's now Calafiori once again halfway through his half, and just knocking it around the back with his Italian teammates. Italy, despite having the early chances, still haven't really found that rhythm and gaps in the Northern Ireland squad. There's a slip there from Mancini, but he still manages to get the ball off. Really good ball on the right-hand side now, and it's Barella. Barella looks to cross the ball in. They are getting down on the right-hand side, though, Italy, but they just still yet to find that fluidity. I think that's what I'm trying to get at here. Barella knocks it back to Bastoni. Bastoni now inside the Northern Ireland half. All 10 of the Italy on-field players are inside the half. Moises Keane gets one of his first touches of the game. Lays it off to Politano, adjacent to the 12-yard box. And it's crossed in and cleared away. And Calafiori will have it, and he will lay it on to DeMarco on the left-hand side, and the ball's crossed in. It's another good-looking cross. Italy doing quite well with their crosses today, but just unfortunately not got anyone in there to get on the end of it. Northern Ireland done pretty well with dealing with them thus far, and it's Barella again. He lays it back to Locatelli. Locatelli puts it for Calafiori. He now lays it back for Bastoni. Again, just trying to find the gaps in the Northern Ireland defence, Italy, but they're unable to. The ball's picked out, and now Northern Ireland can potentially break here. On the left-hand side is Spence. Northern Ireland have stopped their counter-attack, and they are just slowing it down, trying to get a feel for the ball as they play around with it in their own half. But Italy, unlike Northern Ireland, when Italy have the ball, they are trying to get up in their faces, giving them no time on the ball. Moises Keane, Retegui up there trying to put as much havoc in that Northern Ireland defence as possible, but they found a gap here. Now it's a chance for Northern Ireland to move forward. It's Charles. The ball from Charles was put through, looking for Donnelly, but it runs straight out and into the hands of Donnarumma. The first real foray forward there for Northern Ireland. They're yet to have anything of any quality, but if they can just keep probing away, potentially catch Italy on a counter-attack, because of course Italy have been coming forward. They want that early goal. They want to sort of settle any potential nerves they may have in the squad. They've just been unable to do that thus far, and Northern Ireland yet to sort of trouble the Italians. A long ball from Italy's put forward, but it's headed down, and Spencer will claim it, and it's dispatched well, and now it's the number 7 for Northern Ireland, played into the middle, and it's now Dion Charles going forward again. He's rushing through. It's number 10, Donnelly, is up front for him. He's got plenty of Italian sort of defenders around him, and the ball is a poor one, and Northern Ireland lose the ball, but retain it once again. Now halfway through the Italian half again, there's about 8 or so Italian defenders in front of him, so he's not going to be able to get anywhere near the goal, so Northern Ireland can only really play around with it at the back, or sort of in the midfield section of the area, trying to just find a gap in the stiff and rigid Italian defence and midfield. 14 minutes gone. Ball is put long. Calafiori gets it, and it's going to run out of play though. He wasn't able to keep it in, but he did just enough to prevent the ball from running through, and Italy have conceded their first corner of the game. What can Northern Ireland do with this? Do you feel that these chances are going to be few and far between this game, especially with how these first 14 minutes have gone, so they have to make these count if they're going to advance in normal time this evening? And a couple of goals to tell you about already in the Euro qualifier playoffs. And it is 1-0 to Slovakia against Kosovo and 1-0 to Ukraine against Sweden. So I'll just update those scores for you as that corner was delivered in and it's gone out for a goal kick. And like I said, Northern Ireland are going to need to capitalise on chances like that, but not with woeful shooting like that. And the chance goes begging. And also, while I'm on my OBS screen, I can see what's going on the stream. You can see on the right hand side, guys, that is the upcoming content on the channel. Of course, more match vlogs will be coming before the end of the season, but the three that I know about are, of course, Barnet v Cambridge this coming Saturday at the Hive. Massively looking forward to that. I haven't been to the Hive in quite a while. And I will also be visiting Wembley in a couple of weeks for the Luton versus Stockport Virtue Trophy final, and then another Beyond the 92 series video as AFC Dunstable Town take on Aylesbury Vale Dynamos. Now bear with me a second, guys. A bit of technical difficulties here at the moment. I've just noticed that my timer has stopped working. I don't know why that's happened. Let me just figure that out for you. Is it because I... Oh yeah, it's because I set it to a 10-minute period. Right, now I need to have a look at what time we're on. Hopefully I don't miss a goal. Okay, we're on the 16th minute. There we go. Okay, we're back. We are back. And as I go back to the live stream, it is Italy once again playing with it in their half. And again, still trying to find a gap. But that's a decent looking ball forward. And Moises Keane gets on the end of it. But incredible defending from the Northern Ireland centre-back. And it's cleared away for an Italy throw-in. But that was the first decent long ball forward that Italy have made to this evening. And it very, very nearly paid off for Moises Keane, who did well to get on the end of it, but was unable to register a shot. Excellent defending from Northern Ireland once again. And you also feel that this would probably be Northern Ireland's sort of set up for tonight. Of course, Italy being such a tough place to go, by far for me the hardest team to play in this qualifying sort of playoff stage. You know, they might just set up for try and keep it as tight as possible. You know, the longer it stays 0-0, the more chance they've got of frustrating the Italians and catching them on a counter-attack. Or just taking it to penalties and winning it on penalties. You know, that's what a lot of these teams do when they're in these sort of situations. I feel like once Italy get that first goal, the floodgates might open. So, like I said, as long as Northern Ireland can keep it goalless or as close as possible in a realistic scoreline, then they have every chance of getting themselves through into the next round. But meanwhile, Italy keep coming forward, and it would have been a corner if it wasn't for the linesman raising his flag on Politano. Decent play again from Italy, fast-paced football. There's quite a few Italy players in that sort of attacking run that were offside. Moises Keane being one of them, who would have been the beneficiary of that Politano cross had it had come in. It wasn't to be, and Northern Ireland will once again be able to relax and take the goal kick. And there has been another goal in the European World Cup qualifiers playoff stage, and it involves the other island. It involves Republic of Ireland, and they themselves have been on a pretty dream run of form and hope to qualify for the first World Cup in absolutely ages. And they've made the perfect start. Troy Parrott, where would they be without him? It's a penalty, and he scored it on the 20th minute, so he has put Republic of Ireland in front in Prague. And that is also another tough game, of course. Like I said, I think Italy is probably the toughest game on paper for all the teams to face, all that any of the teams could have faced in this qualifying stage. But Czech Republic away is not the easiest game either. Republic of Ireland are doing everything they can at the moment, and they have made the most ideal of starts. 21 minutes in, 1-0 up. Can they go and double that? Let me just update the score for you on that so that you can see. And there we go. So 20 minutes in here in Atalanta, Northern Ireland yet to trouble the Italian goal, whereas Italy have had all the attacking sort of threat, but yet to do something with it, and haven't had a real decent shot on goal since that DeMarco shot that was lashed towards the bottom right corner about 7 or 8 minutes ago. Yet to find that fluid rhythm, Italy, but certainly the better of the two sides on the night thus far. So it's Calafiori on the left-hand side, plays a long ball through, and it nearly makes its way through for Retegui, but cleared away well by the Northern Ireland defence once again. And it's the number 10 for Northern Ireland who looks to win the ball, but can't, and it falls to Dion Charles. And now here's a chance for Northern Ireland. What can they do here? It's the number 7 making his way through on goal. He takes a shot, but it's deflected, and Donnarumma will easily catch. But that's what I've been talking about, the counter-attack from Northern Ireland. It could be lethal if they do it right, and that very nearly was done right via a bit of luck from the deflection. Wasn't to be on this occasion, but like I said, the longer they keep it 0-0, the more chance they have of making it happen. Decent effort, first proper shot of the game for Northern Ireland. So DeMarco has it once again on the left-hand side for Italy. Plays the ball into the centre of the Northern Ireland half towards Retegui, but he is sort of bundled around by Northern Ireland defenders, and they are able to get it clear. But it's Barella again, once again in the middle of the Northern Ireland half, plays the ball back, and Barella receives it once again, just slowing the tempo down a bit. Into the middle it goes, on the right hand side now with Politano, halfway through the Northern Ireland half. He puts a good ball through for the Italy number 8. He looks to put the cross in, and it's blocked, and lapsadaisically cleared by Ethan Galbraith, and Italy are able to claim again. Politano puts another decent ball through. The number 8 cuts back, does well to get through, nearly gets into the box, but it's just, again, smuggled out by the Northern Ireland defenders and cleared away, but only as far as the throwing inside the Northern Ireland half. And Italy once again look to come forward. So it's Calafiori just inside his own half. Plays it back to Bastoni. Now just enters the Northern Ireland half. On the right hand side now it goes to Mancini, the best rated so far on FootMob this game. Politano has it. He plays it back into the centre to Bastoni. He has plenty of options in front of him, but a lot of white shirts as well, looking to block any pass that he makes going towards that Northern Ireland box, and at the moment Italy are just forced to play it round the back and onto the wings, and not really making much progress thus far. But Barella has it. Calafiori's offering himself on the left-hand side, but he looks to go long for the number 23, but it goes past him and out for a Northern Ireland goal kick. And just a bit frustrating there for Italy, but again, like I said, the much better side. I'm sure they keep at it. It might come off eventually, but you know, you've obviously got to think about the timings, and it's going to get to a point where they're going to start getting desperate, and then that's when it starts playing into Northern Ireland's hands a bit. You know, when Italians start getting a bit frustrated, moving the ball a bit quicker with a bit more haste, and start losing their composure a bit potentially. A goal will be priceless for Italy. It'll settle any of those nerves that they do have in the squad. And then I'm sure, like I said earlier on, the floodgates will most likely open once that goal does come through. So the ball is lumped long then from the Northern Ireland goal kick. Dion Charles claims it and puts it on the right-hand side for Devlin. Devlin looks to put a ball through for the number 15, Devaney. Is it Devaney or Davini? I don't actually know really how to pronounce that name. I feel like I'm really butchering that. I don't know why, but I'm going to keep calling him Devaney for the time being. But yeah, Northern Ireland still had the ball, and this time it is now sort of two-thirds, into their own half, and it's cleared away. Also, I do apologise, guys, if I'm a bit sort of shaky with words. I've noticed a couple of times I've been saying something and it's just like completely sort of not come out right, and like my speech has just been absolutely awful. So it's been a while since I've done something like this, so just allow me. I have noticed that we have actually got 30 people watching. I think this is the most concurrent viewers I've actually had at sort of one time in a live stream. So thank you all so much, guys, for tuning in. If you haven't already, please like the live if you do enjoy it, and subscribe as well for sort of, I'd say, weekly football vlogs, and hopefully next season as well, looking to start doing some more football content for you guys as well. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for clicking on the video. On the right hand side, Barella, Politano plays it back for the 23, Mancini. And Mancini looks to send a long ball through for DiMarco, who's making a pretty ambitious run behind the Northern Ireland defence on the left hand side, but the ball runs all the way out for a Northern Ireland goal kick. And once again, Northern Ireland have the chance to lump the ball forward and sort of muster a rare chance on goal. But like I said, aside from that one shot, Northern Ireland haven't troubled at all, really. They obviously made that good break forward, but that's all they've really done. It's sort of been a bit of hit and hope from Northern Ireland in these first 25 minutes of this clash. And there it is again. The ball's hit long from the Northern Ireland goalkeeper, and it's just simply cleared by the Italian midfield. But a bit of head tennis going on here at the moment. Calafiori, halfway through his own half, heads it back to Donnarumma, who simply distributes the ball out. And a bit of uneasiness there. Northern Ireland pressing the Italian defence for the first proper time tonight. They've actually benefited from it. But unfortunately, number 7, Ethan Galbraith, loses the ball, and it is cleared. And once again, Italy have the ball and look to go forward. But you know, that's what a bit of pressure can do. Put the defence under a bit of pressure. You never know what's going to happen. Forced a mistake, and Northern Ireland very nearly did that. So if they can sort of do that a bit more, they might get themselves in with a chance of winning the ball back and mustering a chance on goal. But for the time being, it's Italy once again, the more dominant force in this game for the first 25 minutes. Mancini on the right hand side now is Politano, runs back into his own half looking for support, plays it back to Bastoni, and he has it halfway through his own half and looks to make a ball through for Barella. Barella puts a long ball through, and it's Retegui who was contesting with Hume in the Northern Ireland defence, but the ball runs straight through and into the hands of the Northern Ireland keeper Charles. It's also just come to my attention as well that I've been calling Shea Charles Dion Charles for the last 15-20 minutes. Rookie error from me. I do apologise for that. I know Dion Charles is Northern Ireland. I don't know much about the Northern Ireland squad. Let's just put it out there. The only person I really know is Jamie Reid, obviously Stevenage. So I'm not hugely sort of up to date with the Northern Ireland squad. So I just assumed it was Dion Charles pretty ignorantly, so I do apologise about that. But yeah, I'll remember from now on that it is indeed Southampton's Shea Charles in the Northern Ireland midfield. So the ball is hoofed long then, and it is easily dealt with, but Northern Ireland do claim the ball back. It's a decent looking ball forward for Donnelly, but he's unable to claim it, and it just runs out of play, and Northern Ireland manager applauding the play, but looking a bit frustrated as well. Like I said earlier on, these chances will be few and far between tonight for Northern Ireland. We've seen in the first 27 minutes how dominant Italy are, and it only seems like a matter of time before they make the pressure count. So Northern Ireland have to use 100% of these chances that they get. They have to utilise it, and at the moment they just aren't seeming to do that. So while this game continues, then I'm going to flick off very quickly because we have a couple of more goals in the European playoff, World Cup playoffs, and in fact there's actually been two in Prague involving Czech Republic and Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, sorry, and Republic of Ireland were actually 2 goals to the good, but Patrick Schick has got a goal back for the Czechs. They are now back within distance of the Republic of Ireland. What a dream sort of scoreline that would have been going into half time. But Patrick Schick just about getting Czech Republic back in it, Czechia back in it. And there has been a goal as well in Bratislava between Slovakia and Kosovo. Of course, Slovakia originally taking the lead quite early on, but Kosovo have levelled, looking to qualify for their first ever World Cup. And I flick on just in time for an Italy corner that DiMarco is going to swing in and is bouncing around in the box. Northern Ireland just about doing enough to clear it, and Italy just at the moment not in the right place at the right time. But the referee is signalling to hold the play a second. I think we may be having a VAR check here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on if we're going to get a replay. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're back underway. No VAR check. I don't know what it could have been for, to be fair. I didn't really see much pushing or shoving in the box. That would have been enough for a spot kick for Italy, but regardless, the VAR have to do their job, and they swiftly cleared any doubts. But here are Italy again, and it's Retegui with a shot, and it looked like it was heading into the bottom left corner. Took the shot from the right-hand side, and it was blocked, and Italy once again with another corner. Another strong couple of minutes of pressure here from the Italians. Decent effort again from Retegui. I'm looking at the FOTMOB ratings here as well, and Mancini's the only player on a 7 at the moment on a green rating. Everyone else is on between a 6.2 and a 6.5. No one's really sort of been a shining light for their side tonight. The cross is whipped in and dealt with well by the Northern Ireland defence, and it's DiMarco on the left-hand side now. He puts the cross back in, and Moises Keane to swing for it. He couldn't get onto it. Retegui has it. He's sort of weaving in and out of the Northern Ireland defence, but the clearance was cleared onto the referee. A player stopped, much to the dismay of the Italy players. They thought that they were going to get that ball back had the referee not been there, but rules are rules. The referee will restart the play with the Northern Ireland goalkeeper, Pierce Charles. We'll take a look at the stats as well. I mean, 71% of possession for Italy, 29% for Northern Ireland. But the XG for both sides, of course, pretty low. Northern Ireland being only 0.06, just that single shot earlier on that was deflected into the hands of Donnarumma. And Italy with 6 shots, but again, still just a 1 on target. That shot from DiMarco earlier on in the half. But a 0.23 XG, around about 15 to 17 better than Northern Ireland, but still not really good enough for the pressure that they've had in these first 32 minutes. Of course, passes is all in Italy's favour, 212 to 93, accurate, a lot more accurate than Northern Ireland's. It's, like I said, definitely Italy on top here, just waiting for that goal. They're looking for that golden opening to settle the nerves. And now here is Tonali, who puts a decent ball in, and it's cleared away. And the header from Tonali once again headed towards the penalty area, but high and wide, and will go out for another Northern Ireland goal kick. But the Italian fans don't look too displeased with the performance so far. They're clapping and singing along with their chants that are going on around them, trying to will their team towards a goal here in this first half. They don't really want to be going into half-time and allowing Northern Ireland to go in and relax and get a team talk in. They want to get the goal scoring going before the half is up. and the Northern Ireland goal kick is hoofed long and once again won by Italy. And the ball is sort of past its way up, but Moises Keane is unable to win it just outside the Italian box, and it's a skewered clearance away by Pierce Charles, and it will bounce out for a throw, and it's boiling over here. It is boiling over here, the number 14 of Northern Ireland, interacting with Barella and what looked like Politano. I'm not sure what happened there, maybe a bit of afters, but there are two of the Italian players, one of the Northern Ireland players, are talking to the referee. And yeah, it was a bit naughty there from the number 14. He sort of reached out towards the ball. It looked like he nearly caught Barella, and Barella took it to heart and went straight for the Northern Ireland player. And Politano, it looked like, backed him up in that melee, that mini melee, but it's swiftly blown away, and we will resume play with Mancini taking the throw on the right-hand side adjacent to the Northern Ireland penalty box, and it's a long throw, just about reaches the 6-yard box, and cleared away for yet another Italian corner. Pressure mounting once again for Northern Ireland. So Politano stands over it. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Tonali, I believe, stands over it. It is the number 8 Tonali. Ball is swung in, and it's looked like a free header, and it's just wide of the post on the right-hand side. I think they've given another corner. Bastoni, I think, was the one who went for the header. Let's have a look here. Good ball in. Yes, Bastoni headers it actually onto Brodie Spencer, and it goes out for yet another corner, and Italy will have another chance. So it's Tonali again standing over it. And the linesman halts to play. The referee's having a chat with Bastoni and Brodie Spencer. Looks like things are getting a bit heated in the middle there between those two. But the referee blows his whistle and we're ready to get underway again, and Tonali will take yet another run up towards the ball. So Tonali swings the ball in, and it's another pretty poor cross, but a flick on did well to actually get just adjacent to the 6-yard box, but the ball drops and it ends up being offside, and Italy yet again frustrated from the corner. Northern Ireland will have the chance again to just knock the ball forward and try and make something happen. But here we go, the Northern Ireland fans, the first glimpse of them that we've got this evening, and they are singing loud and proud, smiles on all the faces of those fans in that away, and fair play to them for making the journey on this Thursday night. And hopefully for them, they'll have something to cheer about, but at the moment they just haven't looked like they're going to score tonight. But who knows, maybe 0-0 on penalties, and they could have that fairy tale win here against Italy. Well, the ball is hoofed long, and it was a bit of a melee, but Northern Ireland still hold the ball, and it's went into their own half, but cleared away. And the ball, looking for Donnelly up front, was passed back to the Italian defence, and it was Bastoni who passed it back to Donnarumma, and Donnarumma makes a rash pass, and a very sort of out-of-character pass as well for Italy tonight. They've been pretty decent at passing, very few passes have gone astray, but that was one of them, and this is another chance that Northern Ireland have to allow some pressure and put on the pressure for that Italian defence to deal with. And the throw is taken short, and it's a decent looking cross in, and the number 9 for Northern Ireland nearly got the ball there. The header looked like it was one, but just didn't get any conviction on it, and the ball is eventually ran out of play on the adjacent side of the pitch now, and it's going to be the number 23 Mancini who's going to take the throw in for the Italians with 9 minutes to go of normal time in this first half. It's been a pretty decent game, to be fair, not a boring 0-0. Italy have definitely troubled, but just not to the extent where they would have hoped. They haven't tested the keeper enough just yet. Northern Ireland just still trying to look for that opening where they can register another shot on goal and just at least try and make Donnarumma work. But here's Barella. He has a chance to play the ball wide to Politano, and he does. Politano gets the ball in, and it's dropped from DeMarco again, similar position to where he unleashed that vicious shot earlier on, but this time it was a fluffed shot and it was easily blocked, but Italy still had the ball, and it's DeMarco again this time, halfway into the Northern Ireland half, played back to Bastoni. Bastoni lays it on the left hand side now to Tonali, but Tonali's pass towards Calafiori was blocked, and it will go for an Italy throw. Calafiori, the Arsenal man, desperate to win some silverware with Arsenal this season, still in the chance for the treble, the Premier League, Champions League and the FA Cup. He would love to take his team, or be part of the team that takes Italy back to their first World Cup since 2014. Of course, Italy in that 2014 tournament were in the group with England, and that England finished bottom in all those years ago, and they only got a measly 1 point, and that was against arguably the best form side in the group, Costa Rica. And they lost 2-1 to both Uruguay and Italy that year. And of course, Uruguay are England's opponents tomorrow night at Wembley in an international friendly. But here's a chance for Moises Kean just outside the Northern Ireland box, and it's the vicious shot lashed towards the top right corner, but it's high and wide. But it's the first proper Italian shot in a while. He sort of snapped at the chance there. Moises Kean is a bit further away than it originally looked. But Italy still trying to keep the pressure on. And once again, the Northern Ireland goal kick is hoofed forward. Calafiori and the Northern Ireland number 2 in cahoots over it. But it's Italy who come out with the possession. But Northern Ireland claim it back, and maybe a chance for Donnelly to run onto it. And he's tripped Bastoni. And it looked like he was out of frustration. He apologises straight away. And it looks like there'll be no further doing for Donnelly. Bastoni did just enough there. But again, actually, looking at the replay, it's soft. And I think, of course, Donnelly did get contact with the player, because he went and apologised to Bastoni straight after. But he's sort of throwing himself a bit to the floor there, Bastoni. But, I guess you've got to do what you've got to do to win the free kick. And he did just that. And Italy maintain possession, once again knocking it round the back of their defensive line. Bastoni holds the ball halfway through his own half. He's got Calafiori to his right hand side. No, Calafiori in front of him, sorry. So it's the number 5 Locatelli, who looks like he's dropped into a bit of a centre-back role here. Calafiori's gone forward, and it looks like them two have sort of switched around a bit here, because Locatelli's the number 5 sitting in that deep defensive role, the last line of defence right in the centre, and Calafiori now playing a bit more of an advanced role. So maybe that's a bit of a tactic there for Italy, trying to throw Calafiori up further up the pitch to try and cause some havoc amongst the Northern Ireland defence. But at the moment, Italy just keep getting met by the stiff and rigid defence that Northern Ireland are currently boasting, and they're just unable to break them down. Northern Ireland have done very well to hold out for this long, given the pressure. 40 minutes in with 5 of normal time to go. So it's Locatelli with the ball. Plays it wide for Politano. Politano plays it into the midfield where Tonali was, but Italy again just having to resort back to passing it back to the centre-backs, because they're just unable to find that sufficient space to get through the Northern Ireland defence. And a bit of a lacklustre pass there was hit back towards Donnarumma. That was chased upon by Donnelly, but luckily for Donnarumma, he was able to distribute well to Locatelli, and Italy can come forward once again. Calafiori looks like he's back in his normal position now, and he has the ball here. Locatelli still on his right-hand side, though, still playing a bit of a defensive role. And Bastoni looks to have gone a bit further forward now. Yep, he swapped with Calafiori. Looks like those defenders are taking it in turns to go forward and support the attack here. Politano's doing well on the right-hand side. Gets the byline. It looks like it's going to be a corner. Is it going to be a corner? Yes, it is. Another Italian corner. Decent defence once again for Northern Ireland, but they're frustrated that the linesman gave the corner. They thought they did just enough there. A decent sliding challenge from the number 14. Did just enough. But Politano was happy to claim the corner, and Italy will once again have a chance to whip across in. This is number 23 Mancini coming up for it as well. Italy trying to get as many bodies in the box as possible without compromising themselves. It's going to be DiMarco who's going to take the cross here. He's come across to the other side looking to give Italy that prowess, and the header's actually won, but it's headed over the bar by Bastoni. Decent header. First real sort of decent bit of contact Italy have had from the corner in this game. He's glanced it just over the bar. Decent connection, just couldn't keep it down. But if he had kept it down, it would have most likely gone straight to Pierce Charles in the Northern Ireland goal, regardless. But here come Northern Ireland in the rare foray forward. But the number 10, Donnelly, just isn't able to keep the ball in play. And they do win the throw-in, though. It's Italy who knocked the ball out of play last, and they will have a throw-in sort of halfway through, or just under halfway through the Italian half on the left-hand side. The referee telling Spencer to move the ball back. He still moves forward here, and the referee isn't telling him not to, much to the dismay of the Italian manager. And there's a bit of space here for Northern Ireland in the middle of the pitch here, on the right-hand side especially. And the ball is greedily hit by the number 2, Devlin. And I think he should have passed it. He had a runner on the right-hand side, but here come Italy potentially on a counter-attack. No, DeMarco, his attempt to run onto the loose ball is in vain, as Pierce Charles does well to claim the ball once again and get Northern Ireland back on the ball. And it's the longest sort of period of play Northern Ireland have had with the ball, the last 2 minutes here in this sort of first half period, just getting a feel for it, trying to pick some gaps themselves in the Italian defence. And once again, they've got some space going forward here. On the right-hand side, it's a good ball in, looking from Devlin to the number 20, but he was looking for Spencer at the back post. And once again, the Northern Ireland manager furious with the wasted opportunity. It's Devlin with the poor cross. It goes straight out of play, and it's another wasted opportunity, rare wasted opportunity. That goes begging for Northern Ireland, and you might just assume that with how this half has gone for them, that will be the last that they have in this half. You would assume it will be all Italy going into this sort of half-time stage. So the Italians have it just inside the Northern Ireland half. It's DeMarco who puts the ball through for Riccardo Calafiori. He plays it back for Sandro Tonali, who has plenty of space. If he wants to unleash a shot, he does, but it's blocked well in the end by Shea Charles. There we go, got it right this time. And now he can come forward, and they've actually caught Italy cold here a bit. It's a 5-on-4. Can they make this count, Northern Ireland? It's the number 14. Plays it in for Shea Charles. Shea Charles is charged down, and the referee says that he got the ball, despite going over in pretty flamboyant fashion. And a similar challenge, though, made from Northern Ireland on Mancini, goes punished. And, you know, I think that was a pretty fair challenge. From the camera angle that we're given here on BBC iPlayer, that looked like a pretty decent challenge, and things are boiling over again here. Donnarumma, Bastoni and Calafiori all getting involved. Galbraith, Donnelly up there as well, in cahoots with each other. As to whether that was a foul or not, how much added time we're going to get. We're going to get just a single minute of added time at the end of this first half. But yeah, like I said, I don't really think that was a foul. I think it looked like a pretty decent challenge from the point of view. But then again, though, I have just looked at it, and it most likely was a foul. But the TV coverage angle looked like it wasn't a foul. But yeah, you can see what the referee gave it, I suppose. So just display the single minute of added time for you on the clock on screen. With 20 seconds to go, Retegi's gone down it, and it's Pierce Charles who has claimed the ball and must have missed what happened there. It's hoofed long 13 seconds ago. I wonder if we'll have any sort of extra seconds added on here as Northern Ireland have a chance to break forward, and it's a shot on goal that is well off target, and it's Donnelly again. Snapped at the chance to take a shot, and right on the 46 minute mark, the referee blows the whistle, and the first half ends goalless at the New Balance Arena. It's Italy 0, Northern Ireland 0, and like I said, at multiple stages of the game, it's not been a bad game of football at all, to be fair. Of course, Italy, the main source of chances and source of play, but they've been the better side, but still yet to just break down that Northern Ireland defence or show any real quality in the final third. They've done well to get into the positions, but just not been able to get themselves proper decent shooting attempts. DeMarco's shot, sort of 15 or so minutes in, was the best chance that Italy have had in this game. A couple of other half chances from the corner, from corners and whatnot, but they haven't really done enough to justify scoring a goal so far. I'm sure that will change in the second half, though. If Italy keep on going, they will eventually find a gap in the Northern Ireland defence, because, on the other hand, Northern Ireland simply haven't done enough in this first half. They've had a couple of forays forward, and a couple of breakaways, but again, nowhere near enough to sort of constitute scoring a goal and taking the lead going into half time. But they've obviously had one attempt on goal, and that was a breakaway that Ethan Galbraith managed to get on target. 3 other attempts as well have been made on goal, but were either blocked or off target. So it's just Ethan Galbraith's shot on the 20th minute that was the only sort of shining light towards a goal for Northern Ireland in this first half. But the positive is for the visitors. They are not trailing. They are in at half time, and they are holding the Italians at home 0-0. So that is half time, guys. I'm going to run and take a quick break. I just need to go and get a drink. But I will be back with you guys in a second to talk more about sort of stats and other half-time scores around Europe. So I'll see you in a sec. Alright then guys, I am back. So like I said, half time in the New Balance Arena, and it is Italy nil, Northern Ireland nil. Pretty decent half of football, has to be said. Pretty end-to-end-ish. Italy mostly sort of playing the better of the football. Northern Ireland on the occasion coming forward, but neither side really troubling as of yet. But of course the half-time scores around Europe. In Czechia, it is Czechia 1, Republic of Ireland 2. Ireland still holding on to that 2-1 lead. In Copenhagen, it's Denmark 0, North Macedonia 0. The Danes getting held by North Macedonia, who are looking to qualify for their first ever FIFA World Cup after making their European Championships debut back in 2020. Poland are trailing at home. It's Poland 0, Albania 1. Albania continuing their resurgence. They're doing really well at the moment, currently leading against Poland. And in Bratislava, it's Slovakia 2, Kosovo 1. Slovakians have retaken the lead. They'll have to update the score shortly. And in Poland as well, it's Ukraine 0, Sweden 1. Viktor Gyökeres with the early goal. Sorry, not Poland. It's in Valencia, this game between Ukraine and Sweden. And in Cardiff, it is Wales 0, Bosnia and Herzegovina 0. Wales looking to qualify for their second consecutive World Cup. They're getting held by the visitors, Bosnia, who themselves are actually on 3 yellow cards. So their players need to be careful going into that second half. Let's take a quick look at the stats then for this game. Italy v Northern Ireland. 11 shots for the Italians. 11 in total, 2 on target. One of those, of course, being that DeMarco shot early on, and then the other being the Matteo Retegui right-footed shot, which I actually didn't see. I don't know how I didn't see that. I must have been updating the scores. But yeah, 2 shots on target for the Italians. Just a 4 for Northern Ireland. Ethan Galbraith's on the 20th minute was the only shot on target for them. And expected goals was 0.39 for Italy, 0.11 for Northern Ireland. 260 accurate passes for Italy, 86% of those passes have been accurate, 94 for Ireland, and 72 of theirs have been accurate. 3 fouls for the Italians, 5 for Northern Ireland, and just a 1 offside in this game, apparently, according to FotMob. Italy blitzing Northern Ireland with corners, of course. They've had 8 at the home side, and Northern Ireland with just the 1 which they wasted relatively early on in the game. But yeah, the expected goals, I think a lot of people don't really sort of look too much into expected goals, and I can understand why. It doesn't really give much sort of into the game, does it? Really, realistically, of course, it's expected goals. You can have a chance that's worth 0. That's your expected, the expected goal chance could be 0.01, but realistically, you can still score from it. So I think expected goals is a bit of a sort of hit or miss sort of subject. A lot of people don't really like to sort of regard it, but it's quite handy to see whereabouts the two teams have been with the chances that they've had in the game thus far. And of course, judging by the 2 XGs that we've had so far, neither side have, of course, really troubled, bar that one early shot from DeMarco, which I must have mentioned about sort of 50 times now. But yeah, so pretty okay game. Like I said, it's been a decent half. I've enjoyed the watch. It's not been terrible. It's not been boring by any stretch of the imagination. But it's not been sort of exhilarating in terms of chances on goal. Let's take a quick look at the World Cup Interconfederation playoffs as well. Like I mentioned earlier, the game kicking off later on tonight, Bolivia v Suriname at 10 o'clock. Of course, won't be covering that, but it's there if you guys want to pay attention to it. The first of the 2 preliminary sort of intercontinental interconfederation playoffs before the finals are being played next week. Of course, the second one being in the early hours of tomorrow morning. New Caledonia taking on Jamaica, who shockingly didn't qualify for the World Cup automatically. All they had to do was beat Curacao on the last day, and they only were able to manage a 0-0 draw, of course, thus enabling Curacao to qualify for their first ever FIFA World Cup, and making them now, after Iceland in 2018, the smallest nation based on population to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. Just 100 or so thousand people in the island of Curacao, an incredible achievement for that country. But Jamaica look to make things right with their game against New Caledonia later on. Let's take a look at the at who will be facing who in those finals if teams are able to, depending on what team is able to get through. So the winner of Bolivia versus Suriname tonight at 10 o'clock will be taking on Iraq. Like I said earlier on, I was right about that. on Wednesday, the 1st of April, a 4 a.m. kickoff UK time, very early if you're wanting to watch that one, to see who will be, of course, taking one of those 2 final spots in the Interconfederation playoffs for the FIFA World Cup later on this year. And the other Confederation playoff, depending on New Caledonia or Jamaica winning, one of those two will face Democratic Republic of Congo next Tuesday night at 10 o'clock, a bit more reasonable time for the UK viewers. And I think that could be a very, very tasty game, especially if it's Jamaica qualifying. I think if New Caledonia manage to make their way past Jamaica tomorrow morning, then I think DR Congo will have it in the bag. I think they'll be able to go to the World Cup. But if Jamaica get through, the Reggae Boys get through, then I definitely think it'll be a really, really tasty game next Tuesday night. Let's take a little look at some of the friendlies as well. There's, of course, friendlies going on as we speak, and a pretty decent one as well, just 42 minutes on. It's between Brazil and France, and it is currently Brazil 0, France 1. Kylian Mbappe on the 32nd minute with the only goal of that game. And there's been a handful of friendlies. I'll rattle through them all. I mean, some of them, of course, most of them to you guys you probably won't really care about, but I'll still do it anyway. Puerto Rico beat Guam 4-0. Aruba beat Macau 4-1. Vietnam beat Bangladesh 3-0. Tanzania lost by a goal to nil to Liechtenstein, one of the small European nations. Struggled to get just a mere win in the qualifying stages here in Europe. Moldova lost by 2-0 at home to Lithuania. Cyprus lost at home to Belarus. That's another pretty surprising result if you ask me. Belarus also struggle with finding wins at the best of time, but they managed to get a win against Cyprus. And Georgia drew with Israel by 2-2. And later on tonight at 11:30, Colombia take on Croatia in a pretty decent game as well in the international friendlies. Some more games as well for you tomorrow, loads international friendly wise. No playoffs, of course, they're all being played tonight. Interconfederation playoffs and European playoffs all being played tonight. But a decent amount of international friendlies being played, especially, and one that, of course, people will be focusing on here at home. England, 3 Lions take on Uruguay at Wembley. The warm-ups for the FIFA World Cup later on this year begin. It's going to be a tough game, I think. I think Uruguay are a pretty well-built side, and of course coming off the back of that 2-1 defeat to them in 2014. I know 2014 is such a long time ago, 12 years, but very good side still. They've got some quality players. Eddie Valverde, one of them, just to name one. To be fair, it's the only one I actually know, but decent players who, of course, are in that Uruguayan team who could pose a threat to England. Of course, just because we're at home does not mean we're going to automatically take the win. Netherlands face Norway, Switzerland take on Germany, Spain take on Serbia, Morocco take on Ecuador, and Argentina playing a pretty interesting game against African side Mauritania. Of course, international friendlies, there to get yourself up to squad fitness and all that good stuff. But Mauritania seems like it might be a bit of a rollover game for Argentina. But I'll be more than happy to be proved wrong by the Mauritanians if they're able to get one over on the current world champions. Some other teams as well in the World Cup who will be playing tomorrow night. South Africa take on Panama, of course, Panama being in England's group. Austria take on Ghana, and Iran take on Nigeria. So we're about ready for the second half then here in, there in Italy. Of course, the sides are switching. Italy now kicking from right to left, and Northern Ireland kicking from left to right. We are underway. It's time to get the time back on, and let's see what goes on here in this second half. Italy, of course, needing that goal. Northern Ireland as well, needing the goal. Both sides needing the goal, but I'm sure it'll be Italy who are going to make more effort going forward trying to get that goal, rather than Northern Ireland, who I think will be more than happy to just sort of try and sit back and soak up the pressure like they did in that first half, and just try and catch Italy on the counter-attack, try and catch them cold. At the moment, like I've said a good few times now, just unable to do that thus far, but plenty of time to go in this UEFA playoffs. I also came to my attention as well, I didn't actually update the live scores. Let me just do that for you guys now. Hopefully I don't miss too much. So yeah, it's 2-2. It's now, there's another goal to tell you about. It's now 2-2 in Bratislava. Kosovo pulled it back. Pretty decent game going on there. There's still other goalless games as well. Wales, of course, being the only other goalless game in the Euro qualifiers, so UEFA European qualifiers for the World Cup. So 46 minutes in, Northern Ireland will have a free kick, and it's Pierce Charles who will come forward to take it. And you know, this is what I was saying. You know, Northern Ireland have got to take every single chance they're going to get, and of course they're going to go gung ho with this and get the ball long and try and cause some havoc in the Italian box. And the ball from Pierce Charles is cleared away, and the ball is then rebounded back in by the number 5, and he's still got it here, and he unleashes the shot. It's the first shot of the second half. 1 minute and 45 seconds in, but it's a rash effort, and Donnarumma will simply pick the ball up from the side and get his Italian team started off once again from the goal kick. But of course, take the positives. Positive start for Northern Ireland there. 2 minutes in, the first shot of this second half. He got pretty close to the Italian goal there, just outside of the box, but there was a decent amount of Italian players in the way to put the number 17 off and block the chance. So Calafiori has it, and he lays it off to DiMarco. He now puts it over to the 23, Mancini. And Italy again just trying to go through the paces here, but Northern Ireland again pick the ball up, and they're running through here, and it's now the number 15. Decent play this from Northern Ireland, the first bit of decent play they've had this evening. Done really well there. Donnelly for a second. I think that was Donnelly anyway, but in the end it's just smothered out of play, and Italy can get the ball clear, but Northern Ireland will get the throw in. And like I said, decent bit of play there from Northern Ireland. Did well to win the ball back in the midfield and get the ball moving through that final Italian third, but just weren't able to work the room for a shot. But Northern Ireland once again have the ball. Positive start. Let's put it that way for Northern Ireland. Italy just yet to reach the sort of heights that they were at in terms of intensity and pressure that they had in the first half. Of course, we have only played 3 minutes, let's remember that. So I'm sure as time goes on, they will be able to get themselves going. And speaking of which, they are getting themselves going here on the right-hand side. It's Politano just inside the Northern Ireland half. He plays it back to the number 5, Locatelli. Locatelli now plays over to Calafiori, who has space to run into on the left-hand side. He's now halfway through the Northern Ireland half. He puts it on the left for DiMarco. DiMarco in line with the Northern Ireland penalty box. Cuts back, plays it back to Calafiori on the halfway mark of the Northern Ireland half. And Italy once again have it comfortably on the defensive line. Again, just trying to find a gap in the Northern Ireland defence. Decent ball over for the number 23. And it's cleared away. And it's going to go for an Italy throw right next to the corner flag. So Italy take the throw in quickly, and there's plenty of room for Locatelli to whip the ball in, but it's cleared away well. And it's Calafiori who hits the shot, and it's deflected, but easily into the hands of Pierce Charles. And Northern Ireland once again will have the chance to just get the ball forward, get the ball long. The first effort of the half from Italy there, 4.5 minutes in. The ball from Pierce Charles is hoofed along predictably, but Calafiori, right down by his corner flag, is easily able to claim it and play a safe pass back to Donnarumma. And the ball was lofted in the air, but Tonali was met by some stiff Northern Ireland opposition from Shea Charles, but he goes down holding his head and is able to claim an Italy free kick halfway through their own half. So it's around this sort of time that the managers will be thinking about what subs they're going to want to put on, but meanwhile here come Italy, and that's a good ball forward, and Retegui was waiting in the middle for that cross, but a really decent clearance from the Northern Ireland centre-back, preventing Retegui from getting on the end of it. Really, really good clearance. An important clearance as well, because that surely would have been a goal. Or at least a shot on target, but another ball through is put forward, and Moise Keane goes down, but the referee waves it away, and not much was sort of protested about there throughout the Italian team, but Northern Ireland go forward again. They had numbers on the Italy defence once again, and it's the number 14 Price who goes down halfway through the Italian half, and it is a free kick to the visitors. Another chance to get the ball in the box. It's a pretty straight angle of the goal here, so it's going to be hard to get any sort of whippage on the cross, but a nice ball over the top here, or a well played sort of passage of play onto the right or left hand side to make room for the cross could lead to a Northern Ireland chance here, 51 minutes in. So Donnarumma commanding his defence, telling them where he wants them. Plenty of Northern Ireland players surrounding the ball, discussing the tactic, what they're going to be able to do. Northern Ireland fans look on. It's taken short and plenty of time for the cross to be dug out here, and it's nearly one at the back post, but it's cleared away by the Italians, and it will go for the first corner of this half, and it's Northern Ireland's second of the game. Decent clearance from Bastoni. I feel like he would have wanted to clear it upfield, but that was good enough. Now the Italians must deal with the Northern Ireland threat from this corner, and it all comes back to what I've said plenty of times. These chances need to be scored, or at least trouble Donnarumma. They aren't going to get many of these Northern Ireland. This is only their second of the game, as I said. The corner is taken short and eventually whipped in, and Donnarumma punches it clear, and it's going to go for a Northern Ireland throw on the right-hand side of the pitch halfway through, or just in line with the Italian box. But Northern Ireland, very, very positive start. 7 minutes in, they've done well. They've come forward a lot more than they had done in that first half. I think they did well at soaking up a lot of the Italian pressure in that first half. They come out kicking and fighting here. They are looking to reap the rewards of that if they can maybe get themselves in front. They've done more than Italy in these first 7 minutes. So the throw-in is taken long, flicked on and bounces across the box. And it's Barella who picks it up. But if a Northern Ireland player was there, that was a chance for a free shot. But Northern Ireland still have it here. Shea Charles, what a pass that is. And a decent... It's a good pass, but smuggled out again by the Italian defence. And now here's a chance for Tegui is in here. He's in on goal. Surely this has to go. And a terrible touch. A ridiculously huge touch from Retegui, and that has been the best chance of the game so far for Italy. Really, really good chance. It was a bit of luck that led the ball into his path, deflecting off the Northern Ireland defender. And Retegui, all he had to do was just take a decent touch and slot that in. I mean, of course, he did have Spencer, Brodie Spencer, charging down on him. Did well to put some pressure on, but the touch was made before Spencer got to him. And it's not good enough from Retegui. Should have done much better there, but now that is by far the best chance of this second half. And by far the best chance of the game as well. So the ball is lofted long. Northern Ireland trying to see if they can just muster another chance, keep the pressure on, but Italy win it back again. But here come Northern Ireland now, just inside their own half. Tonali brings down the Northern Ireland defender, but he's not going to give it the referee. It's Moises Keane who unleashes a shot, and it's a brilliant save from what's his name, the goalie, Pierce Charles. Really, really good stop. Decent effort from Moises Keane, looking for that bottom left corner, and the Italy manager trying to gee his crowd up, trying to get them going. Italy growing into this second half now, their first corner of the game. What can DeMarco do here from the delivery? It's crossed in, and it's a good looking cross as well, but once again Northern Ireland get their heads to it, and it's cleared away, and now Northern Ireland can break. It's the number 5, it's number 2 for Northern Ireland, Devlin, who hits it long in search for Donnelly up front, but he's unable to get behind. It's hit too far in front, and he's unable to muster the speed to get to it, and Italy claim and come forward again now. Right hand side, halfway through the Northern Ireland half. It's Politano. He swings the ball in. Retegui's in the middle, cleared away, and it's a free shot for Tonali, and it's in. Italy score. There it is. I said it, didn't I? You know, Italy haven't had the best start to this game, but that chance there from Retegui was a huge chance, and ever since that sort of chance had come and gone, Italy have looked decent. They've come forward. Obviously, Moise Keane there with that chance. That was incredibly saved by Pierce Charles. And then just a couple of minutes later, it's Sandro Tonali who puts Italy in front on the 51st minute. And you feel like that's what they think they might have deserved, especially from that first half and all that pressure. It has finally paid off in the second, 55 minutes in. And now the important question is, what are Northern Ireland going to do to respond? Still a long time to go in this game, and you know they've got to take some confidence from how they've started this second half. They've started it really well, much better than they did in that first half. That is a vicious shot from Sandro Tonali just outside the box. really hit low into the bottom right corner. Pierce Charles can't get near it. And he runs off coolly to celebrate in that bottom left corner with the Italian fans. The management staff of Italy loving it. Bonucci as well there too. And Italy take the lead. The fans up in arms. Absolutely loving it now. And it'll be interesting to see if my prediction earlier on will come true. Will the floodgates now open now that Italy have found that first goal? The nerves, of course, will have been settled now, especially after that decent start from Northern Ireland. Any nerves that may have been in this Italy squad surely would have been quelled with that goal from Sandro Tonali. So Italy have the ball back in their half, right outside their own box. It's Mancini on the ball now, just taking it easy. Northern Ireland not going out their way to press. Just, again, like I said, if they can keep it to a respectable scoreline, not concede another, they are still in every chance to take this into extra time if they can take a chance that comes their way. DeMarco, good ball, or searching ball for Calafiori, but the Northern Ireland right back does well to get in the way and block it. And now, what can Northern Ireland do here? Would have been a breakaway if he hadn't been brought down by Bastoni, the number 10 Donnelly. And it's a yellow card, the first yellow card of the game. It's awarded to the number 21. Bastoni takes down Jamie Donnelly of Oxford United, Northern Ireland striker. And that would have been another promising chance for Northern Ireland to get forward and cause some issues. But they still will have the chance though. Just inside the Italian half. Still inside the centre circle. The Northern Ireland free kick is taken. Aimed towards the left hand side. The keeper comes out. He doesn't obviously get there. It's cleared away well by the defence. And Northern Ireland still in with a chance here. The ball is claimed back by the number 10 Donnelly. Just down by the corner flag. Calafiori does well to intercept his pass. Looking for Shea Charles on the overlap, and it will be a Northern Ireland throw, which is taken quickly. Now for the number 17. McNair again on the right-hand side, looking for Devlin. Devlin puts a good ball in for the number 5, Hume. Hume still has it, looking to pretty much take on the defence himself, and Calafiori did well to get a foot in the way and stop that from happening. He's had quite a good second half here, Riccardo Calafiori. Stopped a few Northern Ireland forays forward already, and Italy come forward again. Now they're inside the Northern Ireland box on the right hand side, but it's scrambled away and Northern Ireland can come forward again. It's Brodie Spencer on the right hand side to what looks like Donnelly, but no, it's Shea Charles on the left hand side now. Is Spencer again. Halfway through the Italian half now. 14 on the ball for Northern Ireland. Spencer looking to take on Politano just outside the Italy box now. Spencer, plenty of blue shirts in front of him. There's options as well in the box if they can get the cross in. Spencer looks to put the cross in, but that cross is far too close to Donnarumma, whose high stature simply reaches up and grabs the ball and will simply distribute out to his defensive line. Donnelly calling out to the referee, saying that Donnarumma is taking his time to take this throw in, get rid of the ball, sorry. Eventually he does, and Italy resort back to passing it around their defence. Calafiori on the left-hand side is DeMarco. He lays it back to Calafiori. Italy's just trying to take the sting out of the game now a bit. They've got that important goal, the crucial goal for them. They are on their way to the final of the European qualifying, World Cup qualifying playoffs. Not if Northern Ireland can get a goal though. Spencer, surrounded by multiple Italy shirts, but somehow manages to find a way through. Still going Spencer. Now he's inside the Italy half. Lays it on the right hand side for Devlin. Devlin now has a lot of Italy shirts to navigate his way through as they've all got back, but it's still a chance here for the number 7. On the right hand side now is Spencer. Is Charles, sorry. And Northern Ireland just still trying to find a way through. Italy doing well at keeping the defensive line intact. quelling any Northern Ireland rebellion that comes to their door. Done well thus far. Donnarumma still yet to make a real save in this game. But Northern Ireland will have the chance from the throw-in. And it's the number 5, Troy Hume, who will take it. And he's thrown it long. And it's a searching ball as well. The header's flicked on. One. And it's going to be a foul for Italy inside their own box. Was Keane, the striker, went down. Another chance for Italy to just relieve that Northern Ireland pressure. Just getting a replay of the goal, and again, really, really good strike. And I think it actually was a Northern Ireland head that deflected the ball back to Sandro Tonali just outside and down the centre of the goal. So incredibly unlucky if that was the case. Right place, right time, Sandro Tonali, to put his side 1-0 up, going into the last 28 minutes of normal time. So Italy again, playing the ball round the back, Calafiori on the ball. He hits it long, looking for what looked like Tonali again, or DeMarco on the left-hand side. It was originally won by Northern Ireland, but Tonali now has the ball. He looks to put a ball through for DeMarco, but it was Hume who did well to get in the way of it and prevent the ball going through. But Italy will have a throw-in, and the first substitution tonight is being made. And it looks like it's going to be... Is it a Republic? No, not Republic, sorry, Northern Ireland. God's sake, I've got to stop doing that. Second time now. Controversial. So it's the first Italian chase tonight. Number 15 is coming on, and it is the end of Rettegi's evening as well. Bastoni and Rettegi both coming off, getting replaced by Gatti, and I didn't actually see who the other player was who's coming on. I will get that for you shortly. But in the meantime, while the break is going on, there are some more goals to tell you guys about around Europe. And we're going to start off in Copenhagen, because I said at half-time, didn't I? Denmark getting held by North Macedonia. They have gone on an onslaught. 3 goals in 10 minutes. Damsgaard, Isaksen with a brace. 2 goals in the space of a minute for Gustav Isaksen. And Denmark have a 3-goal lead over North Macedonia. They're cruising into the final. Poland still trailing at home. Kosovo have now taken the lead for the first time tonight in Bratislava against Slovakia. And the only game now which didn't have a goal in it, now has a goal in it, is the game between Wales and Bosnia-Herzegovina in Cardiff. And the Welsh have taken the lead. So the winner of that game, of course, will take on Italy as it stands. So it looks like it's going to be an Italy v Wales final, and that is tasty, if I do say so myself. That sounds like it's going to be a proper good game, and that will take place next Tuesday night, I believe. So confirmation of those changes then. Alessandro Bastoni came off for Federico Gatti, and Matteo Rettegi is replaced by Francesco Pio Esposito. Jeez. So now I've got to get used to those names now. It's going to be a challenge in itself. Italy, in that sort of space of time that I was telling you guys about the score, made a foray forward, but it's the second offside call for them this evening. And Pierce Charles will have the chance to lob the ball forward. Republic of Ireland still leading Czechia. 65 minutes gone in Prague. That'll be a massive, massive win if they can hold on to that lead or go on to score another. And Italy look to come forward again here, and it's Moise Keane. He's got space here. He's only the number 17. It's a decent effort, and it's saved by Pierce Charles in the Northern Ireland net. It was only the number 17 for Northern Ireland coming across and covering. It was a decent chance there for Moise Keane to find the back of the net. He went for the bottom left corner again, but this time it was a more comfortable and routine save for Pierce Charles in the Northern Ireland goal. But Italy still had the ball from the resulting throw-in after that ball was cleared away. But number 19, Shea Charles does well to shield the ball out of play against Tonali. And it will go for a Northern Ireland goal kick. There has also actually been another goal as well in Europe while the ball is out of play. Sweden have doubled their lead against Ukraine. It's now Ukraine 0, Sweden 2 in Valencia. Gyökeres with his second of the evening. Another Arsenal player doing quite well tonight. And there has been another goal. I will actually get to watch the game in a minute. And this time it's coming Poland. Of course, Albania taking a shock lead. Well, not a shock-ish lead into the half-time break against the Poles in Poland. But Poland have drawn level. It is now 1-1 there. And it's Robert Lewandowski, the main man, the talisman, with that crucial goal for Poland. So Northern Ireland have the ball. Halfway through the Italian half, Trey Hume occupies the possession. And he looks to cross the ball in, looking for Donnelly up front, but he's unable to get there and it's cleared away. And a loose ball from Shea Charles is lost to the number 18, Barella, who looks to play the ball up for Politano. Politano loses out and Northern Ireland will get the ball once again and try and make a run forward. So just inside their own half, Northern Ireland still holding on to possession. Italy not committing bodies forward to try and press on and win the ball back. They're happy to let Northern Ireland mess about with it at the back and come into their half, hoping that they can get the ball back as they make their way closer to their goal. It's number 5, Trey Hume again on the right-hand side. Lays off to Devlin. Devlin does well to put it into Shea Charles, but Shea Charles' pass is poor, and DeMarco does well to clear it and get it to Calafiori. And Shea Charles does well, though, to intercept Calafiori's pass, but it goes for an Italy throw halfway through their own half. And now it's time for the first Northern Ireland substitution of the evening, and it's the end of Devlin's night on the right-hand side, and he's replaced with Smith, who will come on and replace him on the 68th minute. Just a single sub for Northern Ireland. Of course, Italy making that double sub earlier on. Northern Ireland just opting for the one. Still only the single yellow card in this game, of course. Alessandro Bastoni on the 58th minute, 5 minutes before he got substituted off. So, obviously at the moment, no player on the playing field has a yellow card next to their name. That's probably more of a tactical change there from the Italian manager, taking Bastoni off, as he's of course already been booked. Didn't want to go down to 10 men, and of course didn't want to lose him for the next game as well, if Italy were to still make it through with 10 men. But that's decent play from Italy. Nice tiki-taka play. Calafiori does really well to keep it in. This is really good, and it's DeMarco, a good pass in from Calafiori, adjacent to the edge of the left-hand side of the Northern Ireland box. He pulled it back for DeMarco, but it's a poor first touch from DeMarco. You probably thought he might have had enough time to just hit it first time. He had enough space to do it, but he opted against it, went for the touch, and it was a poor one, and Northern Ireland in the end did well to just get the ball clear, and they will have a throw in halfway through their own half. So throw in is taken, and Northern Ireland do have it, and the ball is played onto the right-hand side. And I think it was newly subbed on Smith who was chasing it, and Donnarumma with a clearance out that was very, very nearly going straight to, I believe, Donnelly or Devaney up in the Northern Ireland strike force. But luckily for them, the player who it clattered off of wasn't expecting it, and it was able to be easily cleared. And Italy, its blushes are spared. They still have the ball here though. And Italy will have a throw in on the left-hand side of the Northern Ireland half. Tonali looks to take it, and we're just getting shown that again. Yeah, incredibly unlucky. It was the number 10, Donnelly. Poor pass from Donnarumma. That would have been a chance if he was able to get that under control. He would have had the goal at his mercy. One Italian defender came across, I believe it was Mancini. But there was plenty of goal to aim at there if he was able to get that under control. And there's been another goal in Europe, and we're going to go straight back to Bratislava because something special is happening, and it is Kosovo. They are now 4 goals. They are now 4-2 up. 2 goals better than Slovakia. They are heading to the final of the playoffs at the moment, and a country who's only been formed and playing football for only a couple of years. I think they played their first qualifying stage in 2018 for the 2018 World Cup. will be on the verge of qualifying for their first ever World Cup with just a couple of years, compared to other nations at least, of existence. Incredible stuff. Incredible. They've got 15 minutes to hold on there. Meanwhile, Italy will have another corner on the left-hand side. It's DiMarco who's coming over to take it. There's 19 minutes to go here. Northern Ireland's time is slowly ticking out. Haven't really troubled since Italy scored their goal. Had the odd foray forward, but not created much. So DiMarco swings the ball in left-footed. It's an out-swinging cross, and it's cleared away, but Italy managed to clean the ball just outside the box on the right-hand side with Barella. Now he's laid it off to Politano. Politano trying to jink his way through, and it's another corner on the right-hand side. Decent defending once again from Northern Ireland to keep the Italians at bay. I feel like another goal here, and that is most certainly game, set, and match. DiMarco once again comes over to take the corner. It's going to be another in-swinging cross this time from the left foot. The Italian manager commanding his players. Barella and Locatelli unmarked outside the box. Could they come into play very shortly? The ball swung in, free header, and it looked like it was going in, or at least onto the head of Riccardo Calafiori, who had an open goal on the 6-yard box, but an incredible block on the line from Trey Hume. I don't know if the header was actually going to go in after the header from the number 15 of Italy, but Riccardo Calafiori would have certainly made sure if it wasn't. But Trey Hume saving his side there with a very, very important clearance, and it's gone for another Italy corner. DiMarco for the third time in a space of a few minutes swings it in, out-swinging left-footed corner. This time Northern Ireland do well to clear. Tonali, left side now is DiMarco who swings it back in. Another clearance, this time from Shea Charles, and the first time shot from Barella is smashed high and over the bar. Is it Barella or Barea? I think it's Barea, but I feel like that. I don't know. I think I started calling him Barea at the start of the game today, but just kind of evolved into Barella. So I apologise if I am pronouncing that wrong. Sorry if I'm triggering people with my pronunciations this video. But regardless, I do hope you guys are still enjoying the stream, the content. If you haven't already, please like, please subscribe. Of course, I'm going to try and start uploading a hell of a lot more frequently. It's been a pretty spacious patch in terms of content. I promised this season was going to be something big, and quite frankly I haven't delivered, so I can only apologise for that, and try and go again next season. I've got ideas, trust me, I do have ideas, and I've been saying that for like the last 5 months. I've got ideas that I want to implement in and not done it, but next season I feel like is the season. I've got a lot of ideas, one as well that I'm not going to disclose yet, but I've got a few people on board with this idea, so it's looking like it's going to start during the World Cup. So hopefully we can carry that on for the World Cup and throughout into next season. So that could be something good. And that will also go along with the match vlogs, which I'm going to also try and start doing weekly again, like I did a few seasons ago when I was going to a game pretty much every week. Last season and this season I've just simply not been able to, with various things that have been going on. But next season I'm going to try and prioritise. I'm going to try and get myself back on it. Bring the channel back to where it was before the start of last season, with content pretty much coming out at least once a week, if not 2 or maybe even 3 times if you're lucky. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the video, please like, please subscribe. Take a look as well at the upcoming content for this season on the right hand side as well. That's sort of flicking through the pictures. Northern Ireland have a cross, free kick through, which is delivered in, but a very, very poor cross, it had to be said. And it's gone out for an Italy throw on the far side of the pitch next to the corner flag. And this game seems like it's slowly sort of petering out here. Italy just sort of trying to control it now. The one goal seems like it will be enough thus far. Another goal has gone in Europe, and it has come in Copenhagen, and it is Denmark who are running riots against North Macedonia in this second half. It's now 4-0 to the Danes. Oh, whoops. It's now 4-0 to the Danes. They are loving life. They are heading to the playoffs. And another goal as well in Poland. Now, I was saying as well, of course, Albania, shock lead going in to half-time. But I can confirm Poland have turned it around. Not 100% sure of the goal scorer yet. The goal has literally just come through. But it's a huge goal for Poland. Of course, trailing for such a long time in that game. Not such a long time, sorry. Trailing going into half-time. It's, never ideal. Especially conceding right before half-time, which is what they did. 42nd minute. Hosha goal. It's never ideal. So to come back and turn it around, pretty good going. Can they hold on to it? Peter Zelensky with the goal for Poland. We are underway still in Atalanta, of course, but another goal to tell you about, and this time it has come in Valencia, where Ukraine are taking on Sweden, and the game there is most surely put to bed. Sweden have got a third, and it's now 3-0, and it is a Viktor Gyökeres hat-trick. He has claimed his match ball from the penalty spot, and Sweden are heading to the final stage as well. Republic of Ireland still lead Czechia by 2-1, 12 minutes of normal time to go there. Wales still leading Bosnia. Still looking like it's going to be Italy versus Wales in that final on the coming Tuesday. So Italy have the ball on the right-hand side. It's Mancini on the ball, looking for some support. Locatelli plays it back to Mancini. Mancini back to Locatelli again. Locatelli playing a long ball forward. And that's a really good ball through for Politano. But the Northern Ireland left-back does well to come across and clear it out for a throw-in. He did well not to concede a corner in that situation. But Italy's still very ruthless from these sort of angles and areas. They've done quite well from these sort of throw-in areas this evening. Northern Ireland not shutting them down quick enough. They've been able to dig crosses out. And that's a decent flick on from Politano. And Moise Kean. Really good cross in from Politano. Moise Kean just outside of the 6-yard box on the right-hand side of the goal. Sort of semi-half bicycle kicks it. And it's just agonisingly wide. Or at least it looked agonisingly wide from the TV camera point of view. And with that, we've got two more Northern Ireland substitutions. And it is Brodie Spencer making way for Stevenage's Jamie Reid. And it is the end of the night for Jamie Donnelly as well. It's a double Oxford United substitution. Both Oxford players coming off. And I didn't actually see who it was. And it's Josh McGuinness coming on for Jamie Donnelly. In fact, it's actually a triple substitution. And Terry Devlin's... Oh, no, Terry Devlin, sorry. No, that was 12 minutes ago. My bad. Yeah, double substitution. Jamie Reid is now on. And Josh McGuinness of Exeter City is as well. It's a League One, all League One substitution for Northern Ireland. And a long ball is looked through. And it's Moise Kean who's done well to control and put the game past Northern Ireland. It's Moise Kean. He's done so well in those sort of positions tonight. He's been getting in behind. He's looked like he's going to score a goal. He had that vicious shot earlier that was saved really well by the goalkeeper. That bicycle kick that just went wide of the post a couple of minutes before that chance. And finally, third time is the charm for Moise Kean. He has put Italy 2-0 in front, 2 goals ahead. With 11 minutes or 10 minutes now to go, surely Italy will be heading to the final on a Tuesday night. We're just getting the replay now, and it's a decent ball from Tonali. It looked like a bit of a hoof, but it was a really, really well played hoof, it had to be said. Landed right in front of Moise Kean, just outside the box. Dropping, controlled it really well, takes it past the Northern Ireland number 13, onto his left foot, and he slots it low into the bottom left corner, off the post as well, kisses the post on its way in. And that is game over for me. Italy have done well in the second half to put Northern Ireland to the sword. They've taken their chances, something they didn't do in the first half. And it looks like Northern Ireland's dream World Cup run is coming to an end here. Unless there is going to be some incredible late drama with 9 minutes to go. And the Italy fans, you can just see them around the stadium, bouncing up and down with joy. They are one game away at the moment from securing their first World Cup place. And here comes Barella, making an incredible run on the right-hand side. And he runs it out of play. He didn't have the support he hoped he would have. And Northern Ireland are let off there. But Italy are purring here. 2 goals ahead. I think they know that they've won it. They just need to keep their heads now. Don't do anything silly. And surely this is going to be the full-time result, if not more, if they're able to get into some more good positions before the 90 plus are up. So Northern Ireland just trying to get themselves going here. Muster up a challenge in these last 8.5 minutes of normal time plus added time. And it's on the right hand side. Northern Ireland just trying their best. It's just not coming off at the moment though. As soon as they reach that Italian final third, the ball is just snapped out and Italy deal with it. But here is a chance, and looks like number 21 in the midfield. I'm not actually sure who that is, but it's on the left hand side. Northern Ireland have time, not under any pressure from Italy, but they've got plenty of players behind the ball. And that's a cross that is wayward and out safely for an Italy goal kick. Northern Ireland just trying everything they can to somehow get back into this game, but I think it will all be in vain. Meanwhile, Italy making 2 more substitutions this evening with 7 minutes to go, and it's Sandro Tonali who's going to make way. And someone else as well. Again, didn't see who it is. I'll have to wait for it to come through on FOTMob. See if there's any goals to tell you about while we do this check. So the other substitution is Marco Palestra coming on for Matteo Politano. He's had quite a good evening on that right-hand side. Politano, he's caused Northern Ireland a lot of problems. He's had a wicked cross at the best of times, getting into the box. Never really caused many problems aside from that one excellent cross he did for Moises Keane's bicycle kick effort that went just wide of the post. But he's caused trouble for Northern Ireland. Palestra looks to continue that going into these final stages of this match. And the other substitution, Sandro Tonali, does come off and he makes way for Nicola Pisilli. Italy strengthening their ranks. So the ball is lofted long. On the right-hand side, it's Palestra making his first contribution to this game. And it's cleared away and out for a throw, Northern Ireland throw that is. And they have it inside their own half. Can they get forward here? Can they make this nervous for Italy in the last 6 minutes? I was really hoping that Northern Ireland could maybe keep the goal out. Just keep it interesting for these last sort of couple of minutes. But no, Moise Keane did incredibly to convert and double Italy's lead. Surely put this game past Northern Ireland now. Here come Italy in the number 14. Pisilli making his first contribution to the game. But he is met with resistance of the Northern Ireland defensive variety. It's out for a throw-in just inside the Northern Ireland half. We're just getting shown that goal again, and the Italy manager embraced by Gianluigi Buffon and Bonucci as Moise Keane runs off to the same corner that Sandro Tonali did about 25 minutes ago after he scored his first, to celebrate Italy going 2 goals to the good. So Northern Ireland taking the throw in quickly. It's a good ball forward. Jamie Reid on the end of it, but there seems to be the referee's blown his whistle for something. I don't know what for. It didn't look like a foul throw or anything like that, but Italy have the ball, and yeah, it's going to be passed back and it's going to be a retaken throw. The referee told... Oh, it is a foul throw. He's given a foul throw. I think it might have been because the Northern Ireland player took a couple more paces forward than he probably should have. And Italy took the throw with DeMarco, but it amounted to nothing. And Northern Ireland will be able to take yet another throw, but this time much deeper in their own half. And it's Smith with the ball in the number 11. So he throws it adjacent across the pitch into the centre, and Northern Ireland look to stretch out onto the left-hand side, find some space, and now they make their way into the Italy half. Number 14 on the ball. Good ball through. That's a lovely ball on the left-hand side. Can they dig a cross out? Good touch. Puts Palestra out of the game. The cross wasn't really a cross, it was more of a pass, and it's easily cleared away by Italy, and they can break forward, and Palestra is brought down at Northern Ireland, concede another free kick, and Italy in no rush, understandably, to take it. They are 2 goals to go, of course, 4 minutes away, plus added on time, from reaching that final stage. They're in no hurry whatsoever to get this ball moving once again. Here come Italy again on the right hand side. This is DeMarco, plenty of space to run into. Looks to pick out across from Moise Keane, but cleared away well. DeMarco looking for Palissi on that far side. DeMarco once again has it. Wicked crossing again. Bit too much juice on it, but it's come to Palestra. The number 15 pulled it back for the number 15, just outside the 6-yard box, but it's bounced off him and out for a Northern Ireland goal kick. Good football there again, though, from Italy, showing their quality, showing their class. DeMarco at the centre of it. 2 crosses, the second of which being the better. But if his was had a bit more quality about it, it probably would have been a better result. Jamie Reid does really well to touch that down, but just couldn't get it fully under control, and Italy are able to clear the ball properly. But straight back to Northern Ireland. It's the number 7 now for Northern Ireland. Inside their own half now, it's Trey Hume. He plays it back to the number 17. There is a goal to tell you about. In fact, 2 goals to tell you about, and they are not ideal goals. First of which we're going to tell you about is in Prague. Now, of course, Republic of Ireland have led for quite some time in Prague since the 20th minute, but the Czechs have levelled. It's Krejci with the goal. I don't know if I pronounced that name right, but it is 2-2 now. That game is heading to extra time with just 3 minutes to go. Absolute heart-wrenching stuff for Republic of Ireland. They've scored late goals before, though. Of course, that's how they managed to qualify for the playoff stage, beating Hungary by 3-2. Can they get a last-minute chance and score and send themselves through to that final? And the other goal to tell you about is another not ideal one. This time it comes just across the border from me in Cardiff. Now, Wales, of course, have been leading since the 51st minute. The Dan James goal was enough to put Wales in front, and it looked like it was going to be sending them to the final. But Edin Dzeko, the former Manchester City man, has levelled for Bosnia and Herzegovina. 2 massive goals, sending 2 of the games into extra time. Potentially, if there isn't any late drama going into the final moments of those 2 games. So the Northern Ireland free kick is delivered in, and it was actually a decent win from the Northern Ireland midfielder, but Jamie Reid was not able to get on the end of it, and it's cleared away simply by the Italian defence, and Northern Ireland will have a throw in on the far left-hand side of the Italian half, halfway through the Italian half. And Northern Ireland just trying to, at this point, get a consolation. You know, unless the referee adds on a significant amount of added time, I don't think they're going to have enough time to get a second goal if they're able to find a first. Another Italian substitution was made as well. A couple of minutes to go. Raspadori came on for the goal scorer, second goal scorer, Moise Keane. So he takes the pitch for the very last closing stages of this playoff affair. So we're heading into the final 30 seconds then, and Northern Ireland have a free kick just in front of the Italian corner flag on the right-hand side. This is a good chance, probably the best they've had to probably get the ball in from a decent angle. Can they do it? The ball is lofted in, and it's one in the middle, and it's a bit of a melee, and it's just wide, and that sort of sums up Northern Ireland's evening. They've had the chances on the occasion, but just it either hasn't fallen for them or they haven't taken advantage of it. And that is another example of that. Really, really unfortunate there. And there has been 3 minutes of additional time added on here at the end of the 90. The corner was eventually cleared. I didn't actually see it because I was changing the added time, but the ball is whipped back in again, cleared away. There's hardly any Northern Ireland attackers in the Italian box, and now there's a chance for Italy to catch Northern Ireland cold here. The ball is put long. DeMarco's on the left-hand side. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is, but he's under opposition from Trey Hume, and he does well to drive him out of play. There is another goal in Europe, and it comes in Valencia, where Ukraine are taking on Sweden. Now, this one is merely a consolation goal, the 90th minute. Ukraine have restored some pride. They have given their fans something to cheer about. They have managed to pull a goal back against the Swedish visitors. So we're almost halfway through the added time period, a minute and a half away from the full-time whistle in Atalanta. Italy surely have done it. There's no chance Northern Ireland get 2 goals in a minute and a half. I'll go more into the full-time sort of analysis at the end. But meanwhile, Northern Ireland do come forward looking to restore some pride themselves and give their travelling fans something to cheer. Shay Charles does well to get inside the box, pulls it back, and that is by far the best chance Northern Ireland have had in this second half. Pulls it back really well to the number 14, who was sort of just in line of the goal. It's just offset on the right of the goal, inside the box, and his Price is just completely scuffs the shot high and wide, and that was Northern Ireland's chance to get at least something back in this game. Another goal to tell you about in Europe, and it's another consolation. And it's been an absolutely brilliant game in Bratislava. Slovakia have got a goal back. Now, I don't know how much added time there has been added there. In fact, actually, yeah, I do. There's 30 seconds of normal time to go, so there's no chance that Slovakia pull themselves back unless they score in the dying seconds of the game. But there's 20 seconds to go here. We are very nearly at the end of coverage of Italy versus Northern Ireland. It's been a good game. I have enjoyed it. I've thoroughly enjoyed the second half as well. It's been a really interesting watch. Good to see sort of what both teams have to offer. So as Northern Ireland hump it long one last time, thump it, not hump it. The referee blows his whistle. Italy have done it. They are on their way to the World Cup qualifier playoff final next Tuesday against, still to be decided, Wales or Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is still 1-1 courtesy of that late Edin Dzeko goal. Like I said, really enjoyed that second half. Italy, I think based on the first half, deserved to take the lead, but in the early stages of that second half, Northern Ireland did really well to put the game to Italy a bit, sort of come out and show a bit of their mettle. They had a couple of half chances here and there. Again, nothing really sort of untoward that deserved going in the back of the net. They never really worked Donnarumma tonight. But, of course, when Northern Ireland were always the underdogs tonight, and I think they performed valiantly to go in at half-time 0-0. Pretty good going. They also, like I said, did well to come out and sort of trouble Italy somewhat in those first 7 minutes of that second half. It's just a shame that Tonali's goal had to come off the head of one of the Northern Ireland defenders straight to him, and then Pierce Charles couldn't make a similar save to what he did to Moise Keane a couple of minutes beforehand with that vicious shot that couldn't quite find its way into the bottom left corner. But I think Northern Ireland had a very good account of themselves tonight, despite that the fact that their World Cup dream is over. I think they can hold their heads with pride that they managed to get to this position in the first place. From what I can remember, they were in quite a tough group, so they did incredibly well to qualify for the playoffs. And it's just a shame that they had to draw probably, like I said, on paper, the most difficult team they could have faced in Italy. Of course, Italy haven't been the best in recent years. I know, of course, they won the Euros in 2021. Don't even remind me of that. But they've not been up there. They've not been as good as they have been in previous years when they've won World Cups and etc. But they're still a tough team to face. It's still a tough place to go. So to be able to come away only losing by 2-0 is pretty good going, in my opinion. But yeah, congratulations to Italy. Best of luck on Tuesday night as they face either Wales or Bosnia and Herzegovina. Commiserations to Northern Ireland, and best of luck going forward in the next qualifying campaign, which is for Euro 2028, which is being hosted in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland. So, of course, if they are able to qualify for that tournament, they'll have home games to play as well in Belfast. So, something to look forward to for them. But for now, it's the World Cup road has come to the end for Northern Ireland, but Italy take one step closer to their first World Cup since 2014. 14. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today's live stream. If you have watched all the way through, you lot are absolute legends. Thank you so much for anyone who has sort of come in briefly and disappeared and come back again, or even if you just came in for a couple minutes just to see what the hell this bloke is waffling on about. I really appreciate it, you know, just coming in and watching the video, just sort of coming and just showing yourselves. I really appreciate it, you know. Of course, like I said, videos have been few and far between this season. In the last couple of months, I've not been happy with it. I've wanted to sort of do more, but just really not been able to find the time, and also just haven't really had the get up and go about me to make videos, or even to go to football in general. If I'm honest, I've hardly gone to football games recently, but this is something I want to start doing more often. Of course, it's the first live reaction I've done since the Euros 2 years ago. I want to start making these more of a regular thing for like Premier League, EFL, and etc. etc. So if you haven't, I know live chat was off tonight. I just did that because I just wanted to sort of focus on the game tonight and not have to worry too much about sort of getting overwhelmed and whatnot. But as time goes on and I get more comfortable talking and commentating and all that good stuff, then I shall start turning the live chat on, and you guys can interact with me if you feel like you want to during the game. But like I said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Socials are on the left-hand side. I'm not going to lie, I haven't actually used either of them in ages. It's been a long time. But they're another thing I also want to start using as well, my Instagram and TikTok. So if you feel like you want to, there's a couple of clips on there from previous vlogs. Do go ahead and check it out. Feel free to also check out some of my older vlogs as well if you guys just want to have a football fix tonight. But yeah, on the right-hand side as well, if you haven't already noticed as well, some of the upcoming content coming later on this season and for the World Cup later on this year. So do keep an eye for that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have too. And I shall see you on Saturday when I go to the Hive to see Barnet take on Cambridge United in Sky Bet League 2. So, ladies and gents, have a good night.